Today's lesson is on derivatives of exponential and logarithmic functions. We'll look at derivatives for e to the x, a to the x, ln of x, log base a of x, and the power rule for arbitrary real powers. We'll start with the derivative of e to the x. We're going to look primarily at problems that aren't on the memorization sheet. The basic functions derivatives are on your memorization sheet for each of the functions given. Derivative of e to the u is e to the u times du dx. An example, derivative of e to the x to the third power. Find the derivative. dy dx equals e to the u, so e to the x cubed, times the derivative of this piece, which is the u, so 3x squared. We usually write the x squared first, so the derivative dy dx equals 3x squared e to the x cubed. That's our final answer. Our next problem is derivative of a to the x. Again, a to the x's basic derivative is a to the x ln of a. We're going to use a to the u, something other than just an x. So our derivative is a to the u ln of a du dx. What we need to remember is anytime it's not just an x, multiply by its derivative in the power. Here's our example. Find the derivative of 9 to the negative x. So our derivative y prime equals, this is the a, this is the u. So it's a to the u, 9 to the negative x, ln of a, which is 9, times the derivative of u, du dx, derivative of negative x is negative 1. So my answer, y prime, will be negative natural log of 9 to the negative x. Our next one is the natural log function. Derivative of natural log of x is 1 over x. Derivative of natural log of u is ln of u equals 1 over u du dx. U could be anything. So let's say u is 3x squared. Our derivative dy dx equals 1 over u, 3x squared, times the derivative of that, 6x. Simplify, 6x divided by 3x squared would equal 2 over x. Don't get this confused with the derivative with the 1 over x, where we use the power rule. Natural log, the second derivative of that, we'd use the power rule. Natural log itself, we do not. Our last one is log base a of x. Log base a of x is 1 over x ln of a. we want to use the u again as a quantity other than an x to figure out log base a of u, which equals 1 over u ln of a times du dx. So let's look at an example using this derivative. So I have log base 5 of square root of x. Remember that this can also be written as y equals log base 5 of x to the 1/2 power. Change the square root of x to x to the 1/2. Find our derivative, dy dx. We have log base a of u 1 over u, x to the 1/2, times natural log of a is 5, times the derivative of u. Derivative of x to the 1/2 is 1/2, x to the negative 1/2. Let's simplify this out. dy dx equals, I'm going to bring the 2 to the denominator. I'm going to bring the x to the negative 1/2 back down to the denominator. So we're going to have a square root of x and another square root of x, which is going to be just x. So here's what our final answer with the denominator would look like. 1 over 2 natural log of 5 times x. Again, if we take this piece, we can rewrite it like this. We can write this piece like this. Now we combine the denominators together, this piece and this piece. Square root of x times square root of x is just x. Here's our final derivative. And that's it for our lesson for today on derivatives of the log functions and e.